All right. Let's set this right back up here. Got that. Is this on? Make sure that we're up and running. Okay. Are we good? Are we good? If folks could hear me, I'm not seeing the chat right now, but if folks could hear me, press 1. Well, I'm not seeing the screen. I can see the chat. All right, we want to make sure that this is running smooth. All right. Everyone's coming in. I see that they slowed it up, but we'll give it a few and let it load up some more, and get started. Before we start, let me state my disclaimer. This is Darkman X TV. I am an Ahuak American. In colonial terms, what they call an Arawak American. With that being said, this platform does not advocate for any form of terroristic activities or hate speech towards anyone. This platform is for educational purposes and for the critique of public information as it is put out there in the public. We say peace, love, light to you all, honor to you all, and welcome. Welcome to everyone that is joining right now. All right. We're about to get right into this. Give me a second. About to pull this up on my phone and we'll get it going. It look like them mess with the. It look like they mess with the live, but
Anna, what? Man, I see the I'm not seeing the comments. Your comments work?
It 1 minute it said people was in the live, and then the whole thing just went empty. It looked like they're messing with it.
Yeah, empty. I don't know why, man. It's like shit crazy, bro. I don't know. You think we should go over to my channel? What do you think?
Yeah. Let me give it about 2 more minutes, and if not, we'll just go over to your channel.
All right, cool. So let's see what's going on, because this thing make no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But you got the information. You got it. Let me see.
Yeah, because I was trying to pull up the books them to be able to read it on the computer, right? But it won't let me pull it. It won't let me log in with my email on my other browsers, and I'm not using Chrome. I was going to use the Chrome for it, but the other information that you sent me on through the WhatsApp, I got those.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Let me see. See over share the screen here. I don't know, man. They'll be bugging, man.
Yeah. Like I'm preing it right now.
They'll be bugging.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
I got a few people in here now coming up now that are saying that 6 people in here now. All right. Well, I'm giving
I don't see my screen sharing.
Hold on. Your screen share
kind of thing.
Wait. Shit, it was me. I was supposed to click.
I'm trying to screen share.
There you go. There it goes. There goes your screen right there. You see it?
Oh, okay, okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
All right. So where we go? Yeah, I see it. So where we gonna start? All right. So let me start from the beginning. Laws of Jamaica.
Okay. All right.
All right. So yeah, you seeing the screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Anybody in the chat? Shout out to the chat.
6 people. But it's good. It's good.
Shout out to the chat. Big up Dartmouth X TV. Yeah. So we just doing another collaboration here so people can be aware, especially people on the islands, that you should go back and check your older constitution, not the current ones, because they got older ones. All right, they got older constitutions from 1600s, 1500s, all during the time of the Spanish and the British occupation. So you all should check your older constitution. Now, this is from the laws of Jamaica. Somebody, well, I don't know if you know Alex, but Alex put me onto this thing. He put me onto this document a while back.
That's Yen Kun Kun Alex.
Yeah, he put me onto this. Yeah. Because he really want the people to know what's going on. You know? He really want the truth out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he shared this a long time a while back with me, and he ended up lost the book. I ended up sending it even back to him. He says, "A good thing he sent it to me." You know what I'm saying? He ended up losing it. So this is an act, right? So this whole book is pretty much the Constitution of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
That's from my understanding of it. So I'm gonna scroll up. Let me see. So if you notice up here, it's gonna say, all right, it's gonna say an act for recovering and extending the trade with Indian settlements in America and preventing for future further some evil practices formerly committed in that trade. So pretty much what they're saying here, right, is that what they was doing was importing and exporting Indians. And I'm saying this is pretty much an act to stop to restrict it, that practice. You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. What I did was I muted myself so that there won't be no interference. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay, all right. Yeah. So this is old English. It's kind of hard to read. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try. Whereas great advantages might be derived to His Majesty's subjects in general, and more particularly to the inhabitants of this island. If a good correspondence and open commerce were, and whereas the evil practices of several traders of this island, who have frequently taken Indians from their settlements clandestinely and sold them in this island for slaves, have occasioned some of the Indian settlements in America with whom His Majesty's subject held a friendly intercourse and carried on a beneficial trade, particularly those of Darien and Samblas. Those are like two Indians, you know what I'm saying, who treated with the British to trade their own people, pretty much. That's how it's looking. To withdraw their friendship from His Majesty's subjects and to enter in an alliance and friendship with the Spaniards. So you see, it was like a rift going on. It looked like, they got more out of the Spanish more than how they get out of the British. So that's why they switch. They switch up. You know what I'm saying? You could see the switching up going on here.
So pretty much they pick what the lesser of one of the two evil, or they
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they partner with the Spaniards because see, they up here it's saying they had an intercourse with let me see. let's see. Yeah, they said they have an intercourse with them, and then they switched to the Spanish, and have not only discouraged those settlements from continuing, but many others of the many others of the Indians. So this is in brackets. It may be presumed. So you know what that mean? That meaning not really on the paper. From engaging in any commerce with us, in order, therefore, right, to prevent for the future such unfair, barbarous, and pernicious practices, and to remove the ill effects of those already committed. So they are saying they're removing the ill effects of those. So meaning they're forgiving them for enslaving us as a people. So they got forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Nobody paid the price.
Yeah.
We, your majesties, most beautiful and loyal subjects, the assembly of this your island of Jamaica, most humbly beseech your majesty that it may be enacted, be it therefore enacted and ordained by the authority of the, what the hell is that? Yeah, I can't make that one out.
It's all right.
The barbarous council, and let's see, because it's hard to read, assembly of this your majesty's island, and it be hereby enacted by the authority of the same, that all Indians who shall arrive are be imported for sale into this island from and after the first day of June in the year of our Lord 1741 shall be free. Okay? 2, all intents and purposes as any other aliens and foreigners are. So you know what that means? Okay? This within itself is remedy. Okay? Because it's saying as any other aliens and foreigners are. Now, when we are saying that we are Indians, not taxed, and we mean we are outside the jurisdiction of the District of Columbia. So that make us alien to that. Not alien to the land, but that's why they call us aliens, because we are alien to the United States District of Columbia. This is why when they're giving green cards to our people, they say alien number, alien that, alien this. You know what I'm saying? It's really alien to their corporation. Okay? Not the land. Not the land, but to the corporate structure of Washington, D.C. So our foreigners are, and that all sales made in this island to any person or persons residing or that shall reside or belong to this island of any Indian or Indians from and after said first day of June in the said year 1741. Now, mind you, now they said all the Indians died out since the Spaniards came and they killed all of them out. So this is in 1741. This is long after the Spanish gave up the power to Britain or whatever they treaty with Britain. The treaty of because they had a treaty. I forgot what the treaty name, but the Spanish and the British have a treaty. I just don't remember the name of that treaty, but they did have a treaty that they ceded over certain lands to the British. Okay, my mind, I just can't remember that treaty right now, but I remember it. So, of any Indians or Indians from and after said first day of June in said year 1741 shall be absolutely null and void. So we can always go back. I'm gonna show you why we can always go back and question this. I'm gonna show you. All right. So this is in the Jamaica Constitution right here, the current one. Where is it? Oh shit. Right here. Okay. This is what I was trying to tell you to read last night, Dartman. This is the current Constitution. Article 4. All laws which are enforced in Jamaica immediately, right, before the appointed day, right? So, this is in parentheses. So, it's, that's not meaning it's not really on the paper, but hey, that's what it is. Subject to amendment or repeal by authority having power to amend or repeal any such law. continue in force. Okay, so they're saying the laws that was before this constitution continue to be in force on and after that day, and all laws which have been made before that day, but have not previously been brought into operation, may, subject as aforesaid, be brought into force. Okay, in accordance with any provision in that behalf on or after that day, but shall such laws shall, subject to provisions of this section, be construed in relation to any period beginning on or after appointed day. So there's another part down here too was talking about that. Let's see, without prejudice. So section 11. Okay, right here. Without prejudice to the generality of the preceding subsection, in any law which continues in force on and after the appointed day, or which having been made before that day, is brought into force on or after that day, unless the context otherwise requires. You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying, Dartman? Let me see. So back to here, okay? So remember, I just read to you, Indians are free, okay? Indians are free. This is before the current constitution. That this never got repealed, okay? This didn't this never got repealed. So the message what I'm trying to send, especially to the island people, to the people of Zamaka, is that you need to question the Jamaican government about these terms, Indian and stuff, because it's in your law, it's in the laws, it was written already. You gotta revert back to being called Indians, because they're already calling you West Indians anyway. So why not just rock with it and seek the remedy?
Brother,
you hear me?
Yeah. Here what happened? I got kicked from the I was kicked from the live, yeah. Nah, but here's why I was kicked.
Yeah.
I was kicked because one of them accidentally hit the internet cord and plugged out the Wi-Fi. Right. So I just came back in. I think the people heard you though.
So
yeah.
So I fell off, or am I still here? I don't know. Did I fall?
Well, I just came back in and you were still.
I was still.
You know.
Oh, you was hearing me?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't in the chat. Let me ask the folks. To everyone that's in the chat, were you still hearing Brother American Arawak while he was reading? If you was hearing him, press one. Press one.
Yeah, it looked like somebody said you go. Oh, well, they was hearing me.
Okay, they was hearing you. All right. Continue.
Okay.
Keep going then.
Well, no. What I was saying is, all right. You missed that. You missed this part. I was trying to tell you that where I was trying to tell you to read last night. You was saying to read the Constitution.
Article 4.
Hello?
Yo. Yes. Article 4.
Right. So I'll read it again.
Okay.
All right, right here. It's Article 4. This is where I was trying to tell you to read. All laws which are in force in Jamaica immediately before the appointed day shall, subject to amendment, are repealed by the authority having power to amend or repeal any such law. Right? So what? So I'm saying. So the laws before they're still there because they weren't repealed. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that means that.
So yeah, go ahead. Okay. Let me just pull this up.
What the hell?
So I'm gonna read this again. All right. You there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, this law, right? This is before the current constitution, right? I don't know how far you heard the part when I tell you that the Indians are free. You heard that part? You was listening up to that point? I think.
Oh man.
What? What? You not hear
You
me?
know what? We might have to we might have to reset this screen because it's still chipping in and out. And I think it's the effects. It's chipping in and out of my end because it's the effects of the when they plugged out the modem, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Wait, you can hear me now clear? You can hear me clear now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right
I'm
then.
hearing you. I hope you
All
don't
right.
cut off.
All right,
But what I'm
let's
what I'm saying, right?
yeah.
Were you hear me up to the point when I tell you that all Indians are free?
No,
Were you hear me up to that point, or you got cut off before that?
I got that's that
Oh, okay. Okay.
I got cut.
Now,
All right. So look, it looked like it's moving
then
it's
I'm gonna
moving
have to, yeah.
it looked like it's moving second delay between me and you. So when like if you say something, I'm gonna wait a second before I answer back because it looked like there's a slight delay, right? But so since it look like it's moving now, what I'm gonna do is when it uploads, I'm gonna just edit out the parts that messed up, right? That was
Mm-hmm.
and then let it go on from there. All right. So we could continue. We could continue. You could go on.
All right. So you know you're the part about the I'm talking about free, the aliens free. Okay. Where was I reading? I think we was already past this part. Let me come down here. Okay. So right down here, it's gonna say All right. You see right here, say that all Indians who shall arrive are being imported for sale into this island from and after the first day of June in the year of our Lord 1741 shall be free. Okay? To all intents and purposes, as any other aliens or foreigners are. So that man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the part I was explaining. I think it got cut off right here.
Yeah.
It break down that we as claiming as being the Indians of the island or the Americas. Once we establish that claim and do the right through the right channels or whatever we need to do to put it, make it public notice or whatever. By right, by law, according to this, we are free
Yeah. That's true.
as any other aliens or foreigners are. So that within there, it tell you clearly when they're trying to give us green cards, what they call us aliens, right? So aliens, we are alien to the United States District of Columbia, not the land. We're not alien to the land,
That's true.
but we alien to the Washington D.C. because they're alien to us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Let,
They're not
let,
from.
let me answer this question here in the chat. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Portland girl says, "Are you sure these are not East Indians from India? The people who you call
No.
The people who you call East Indians from India, they're not even Indians. They are called coolies. That's their rightful name. They are not even the Hindus. That's an
Yes.
identity stolen from the Jarwa and the Sentinel Island people of India. See, when you do your research, you'll see
Yep.
that what has been implemented has been a caste system. And not only has it been a caste system, even with their people, the darker view of their people, they have also started lowering their numbers, right? So you have your West Indians and you have what you call your East Indians. And the East Indians are the Jarawa
Yep.
and the Sentinel Island people. Your West Indians are the people that they spent trillions of dollars from Marcus Garvey era until now trying to convince that they came out from Africa in millions by slave boats. And if you do the research, you see that is nowhere possible because of all the conflict that was going on in those waters at that time. It wasn't possible.
The
When you do the
Like the
research,
Barbary Wars.
like
Yeah.
exactly, like the Barbary was that American Airwatch was pointing out to me the other day, right? So when you do the research, down to even when you go and you look up the original Arawak seal, it is of an afro hair man and woman. not along straight here, man. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
okay, it is because that we have so many infiltrating government agents within our communities now. Why we lost our way, right? I was always taught that I am Arab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Rastafarian community taught you that you were African. Your mother and father didn't teach you that you were African. Your great grandmother never taught you you were African. First of all, in Jamaica, if you forgot tell us if a Jamaican man goes say, hey, he's gonna marry an African woman, the first thing his people will say, why? Why you choose for gonna do that? Why? Not me, no sir. That's how they sound. That's literally what they say.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you
Yep.
have to
It's like
understand.
they have a bias against. Yep.
So you have to understand that
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though we, yeah, go ahead, brother, go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. Them always go say, "Oh, why you have to do that? Where you go? Where you know like they have like this bias against that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's not
It's
that
like
there's
they have this
any,
bias. Yeah.
it's not that there's any hatred for any of our African brothers and sisters. It's just that we understand that we marry within our culture, within our island brothers and sisters, whether if it's a Jamaican marrying to an original Trinidadian, Cuban, Haitian, folks from the mainland. But we understood that the love hate war from ever since the beginning of time between us and our Eastern brothers and sisters. So when it came to marriages, we preferred to marry within the Americas here where we originated from, not over there because we understood that the Americas, the ancestors understood that the Americas is our inheritance of the planet Earth. This side is our inheritance, that side is their inheritance, and so it shall be. And the two shall not intertwine on certain levels, otherwise, the balance will be thrown off, which is why we have all the situations that we have now today. But anyway, I take it back to our brother and let him continue.
Yes, brother. Darman, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, brother. And I have also have ancestors from Cuba,
Yeah, me
right?
too.
I have
Mhm.
ancestors from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Um, on my father's side. You know what I'm saying? I think one of my great grandmother was a Cuban.
Mhm.
Our great grandma, something of that nature. But I know it.
My,
Anyway,
my grandfather was
let's
Cuban.
get back to the Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool. All right, check this out now. So remember, just read out this that the Indians are free. Right. Look, in the year of our Lord 1741 shall be free, right? To all
Mhm.
intents and purposes, as any other aliens or foreigners are, and that all sales made in this island to any persons or person residing or that shall reside or belong to this island of any Indian or Indians from and after the said first day of June in the said year 1741 shall be absolutely null and void. Okay? And that if any persons or persons shall from and after the said first day of June 1741 sell or buy any Indian or Indians so imported, every such every such person or persons shall forfeit for every such offense the sum of £50 to be recovered in the Supreme Court of Judicature of this island by action of debt bill, plaint, or information wherein no I don't know what word is. Oh shit! I scrolled all the way down. Oh man,
All right, take your time. You
I
find it,
wanted
bro.
to show it. Yeah. Oh man. I even have the this document even have it even have the Maroons and tell you about the Maroons too. I
Yeah.
think it was four. Let me see. Crawford Town. See, you tell about Crawford Town. All right. So, all right, check this out. Check this out down here. And be it further enacted by the authority of aforesaid that all owners of Indian slaves. So you see, they had Indian slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So what you Pan Africans got to say now? This is in the laws of Jamaica.
Facts. Now, you see, the thing is, historically, the Pan African community taught you all slaves is African slaves, Negro slaves. That's not true. You had Caucasian slaves. You had because what was going on back then was also what is called indentured servitude. Okay, and if
Mm-hmm.
you don't know
Mm-hmm.
what indentured servitude is, if you owed me money but you couldn't pay me, then the courts would rule that you served me for X amount of years. That is indentured servitude until the debt is paid off. And that's what they
Mm-hmm.
call slavery. Slavery was literally meant a 9 to 5 job. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
The
had other forms of you had other forms of
encomiendas.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. You had other forms of indentured servitude to where if you committed a crime, then you were sentenced to work camps, labor camps, okay, which is what is considered to be concentration camps or plantations now today, okay. And even
Mm-hmm.
a plantation was not what you think it was. Plantations, if you read the 1620 New England Charter, right, you see that plantations were created for Europeans. That's what
Yep.
plantations were for, to give their people jobs when they come
Yes.
over here as a form of business. Okay. It's just that the plantations got out of hand and you let the colonizers, the foreigners, get a foothold in your political government, and then they expanded outside. That's when you go back now into
Yep.
what was it? Is it the King George or King Henry, the Forest and Chase document? The Forest and Chase document. You see, the Forest and Chase document is literally breaking down. This is why you see them also burning down the forests everywhere they go, because they have no dominion over those areas. Their corporate dominion is
Yep.
only supposed to stay within the plantation. So they burn down the forest, which belongs to the Indians, which is the domain or the dominion of the Indians. The entire land is the dominion of the Indians, but contractually, the forest is where their colonial rule do not extend to that. Their corporate policies do not extend to that. And this is why they burn down the rainforest, they burn down trees and chop down trees everywhere they go to expand. Even when they flood, even when they're flooding other people communities, there's a federal law that states that after a flooding, if an entire community is flooded out or region is flooded out and it's dammed over, that is then owned by the federal corporation of the United States. These things people don't know. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention, people. You've been tricked all these years. All people of all lands have been tricked by mega corporations. All right? All right, brother. We
Yep.
can keep going.
All right. So that's true. That's very true. Indian slaves, and mind you, if an Indian become an indenture, they could easily switch that status from an Indian to a Negro. Easy. Easy. Because it was a caste system. And then you couldn't tell the difference between a so-called Indian and a so-called Negro. So how could you differentiate? Know what I'm saying? So it was easy for them swindle and say, oh, it's a Negro, because these are just statuses. A Negro is a status. An Indian is a status. You see me? A mulatto is a status. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And a lot of our great grandmothers gave up their Indian status to become either mulattoes or Negro just because they want to assimilate. Just because they want to assimilate. This is why they gave it up. They gave up their Indian status, all right, because it wasn't favorable to be an Indian. It wasn't favorable to be an Indian and be inside of their colonial construct. So what you're gonna do? You gotta change your status. You gotta downgrade, and this
Which
is how they get. Huh?
Which now, when you look at today, right? Today they still teach you to hate yourself, no matter what.
Yep.
Everything that is you, they fight against it. They teach you to hate it, and then once you start hating it, you see them mimicking it, dressing how you used to dress, that they used to tease and put you down, wearing the cornrows, all these things. They get you to go against self, and they got you to go against self ancestrally, and that's what did you in. Okay,
Yep.
that's what did
Yep.
you in.
The
All right.
smoke screen.
Mm-hmm.
In this island, they're agents, right? Okay. They're agents. Don't we still hire attorneys or attorneys, right? You see that? When you when you
Mm-hmm.
when you have a court case, you like to hire an attorney, right? Right? Shall on or before the 8th and 20th day of December in the said year of our Lord 1741, giving the names and sexes of all Indian which belongs to them respectively. So this is when it was they have the caste system. They register you, they register in the system. You know what I'm saying? Who knows when
Mm-hmm.
they register what they register you as?
That
Who
is
knows?
true, because a lot of our people didn't read the English tongue, right?
Right.
And again, when you look into indentured servitude, and you look again into the New England Charter of 1620, you're going to see that what was going on was a lot of folks used to mark their names as an X. Okay,
Yep.
used to be an X, or used to be their thumbprint as a mark, because they couldn't read. And when you're reading these old documents, you're seeing where the person switched up the document on the person on the other person, because they can't read, and locked them into indentured servitude for life. And that's where your
Exactly.
enslavement comes from. That's where your
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. Right. And in the year of our, so I'm right, respectively, to the secretary of this island, right, to be registered in his office, or to the clerk of vestry in the parishes, right? So they had a parish and county act, I think in 1867, right? I think I had a PDF for that. I gotta look it up. You could Google that, Dartmouth parish and county act. This is when they create the parishes and the counties. Let me see. The parishes where they respectively reside. Okay, before we didn't have parishes, it was just the land. Okay, to be there entered in the vestry books, right? So now you entered in their books. Now they gain jurisdiction over you. You know what I'm saying? No, they can switch up your identity. No, they could say you're a Negro. No, they could say you come from Africa. You know, they could do a lot of things. They could play the numbers,
that that
right?
that that book that you speak of, not to cut you, would that also be considered anything with the public record?
Wow, we have forgot the Spanish Town archives.
Okay.
That's Spanish Town have all the records, Bridget. All the records. Spanish Town. Um, and that all and every Indian and Indians whose name are names and sexes are sexes shall not be given in as aforesaid, right? So they say shall not be given in as aforesaid. I gotta look in deeper what this phrase really mean. I mean, it probably mean that if you don't give your name, you're free. Shall be free to all intents and purposes. Now, over here in the annotation, if you read, names of Indian slaves now here to be registered. And then down here, it say in default, right? Right here, if you notice down here where it says shall not be given. So if you didn't give your name, in default they become free. So by default, if you're an Indian, you're free.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to know to read these documents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Provided always that, and it is the true intent and meaning of this act, that all and every person and persons who is are already seized such slaves of any Indian slave or slave shall have power to sell and otherwise dispose of all and every such Indian and Indians in as full and ample manner as be or they might have done before the making of this act. So they're saying they could sell the Indians, they could do as they may, right? Such slaves will be sold. So basically, they're saying once you are in servitude, they could sell your contract.
Oh,
So
Now, I'm glad you said that, right? So you
Yeah.
see what our brother is speaking of now. If you put that to today, when he said once you're in servitude, they can sell your contract. That goes also with the birth certificate system today in the
Mm-hmm.
corporate structure of how the corporate structure today operates. That's like when they're speaking of that they're when they say that they're in debt and they have to pay back their debt. What they're using, what they're putting as collateral is that birth certificate that you have acquired. Is also the land is what they're also putting as collateral to also pay off back their debt. So when they're
Yes.
selling the contracts that the corporations or the treaties, the supposed treaties that they've had with the ancestors, right? Is also what they're selling, the ones that have not expired on as security instruments on the stock market. They've put those up for
Mm-hmm.
trade. So this is why they call you persons and not natural persons, because natural person
Mm-hmm.
means a living breathing man and woman.
Yep.
Persons can mean anything. It can mean a corporation, it could mean a dead entity. Persons mean anything. So you have to have these people be exact and precise in the language when they're trying to identify you as anything. But all right, go ahead, brother.
It's all in the language, man. It's all in the language. So down here, right? It's gonna break down. So this is a part about Kojo and Kwao, right? Right. So an act to encourage Colonel Kojo and Captain Kwao and the several Negroes. You see how they change it up
Mm-hmm.
under
Mm-hmm.
their command in Trelawney and Crawford towns and all other towns of rebellious Negroes who submitted to terms. So somebody submitted to terms to pursue and take up runaway slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And such Negroes as continued in rebellion, because there's a reason why we were rebelling, because it's our land and you ain't gonna rule us on our land. So we rebel. It's just simple.
Exactly.
A slave cannot rebel. If you take me somewhere in a place I don't know, how the hell I'm gonna rebel?
Exactly.
How? How more I'm gonna outsmart you in a place you take me and have the audacity to rebel on top of it? Nah. So
Exactly. Now,
rebellious Negroes, yeah, go ahead.
now that
Huh?
sorry, I accidentally muted myself. If people pay attention, when they're telling you history, right? And they're telling and you're watching these slave stories, you always see that the Negro slave, the melanated slave, right, is the one that knows the herbs on the land, is the one that know how to guide the supposed slave master when he's going hunting, the makeup of the land, where is the best spots to go hunting. People never question that. How is an African then all the way from Africa is going to come on foreign lands and know the land better than the slave master? Hmm?
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Will never happen.
Exactly.
So look down here now. You see what you just said a while ago about showing the slave master the routes.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. It's right here. Whereas by an act entitled an act for a building and recited act expire. Okay. And completing barracks or fortresses and cutting roads and appointing commissioners for the better effecting the same. A reward of £10 is there given to voluntary parties for every rebellious Negro they shall kill or take alive. And whereas by two other acts, the one entitled an act for confirming the articles executed by Colonel John Guthrie, Lieutenant Francis Sadler, and Kojo, the commander of the rebels, right? The commander of the rebels,
Mm-hmm.
for paying rewards for taking up um, and restoring runaway slaves and making provisions for 4 white persons residing was at, well, I don't know what that is, to reside at Trelawney Town, and for granting freedom to 5 Negroes who were guides. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Guides. You just said it. To parties, and the other entitled act for confirming articles executed by Colonel Negro Robert Bennett and Qual, the commander of the rebels, for paying rewards for taking up the and restoring runaway slaves. Right. So these are deals being made right here.
Exactly.
Provisions for a 4 white person to reside. You see, so they're making deals so they could reside on the land. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? New
Now,
Nanny Town, and for granting freedom to 2 Negroes who were guides to Colonel Bennett. You know what
now,
I'm saying?
what people should also understand is that don't get fooled by the whole white person's thing. Also, because dark skinned Africans and people from the Middle East identify as white on their documentations when they're
Yep.
coming over to the Americas. Okay, Mexicans don't not well those colonizing Mexicans also on their documentations also identify as white on their documentations when they're coming over here. All right,
Yep.
and these are
Yep.
the things that people must understand. So they got you so caught up into racism that when you read documents like this and you hear white persons, right? They didn't say white people. It said white
White
persons.
persons.
Okay. You start automatically thinking, oh, don't those Caucasians, those Caucasoids, and all sorts of stuff pop up in your head. But you're not understanding that again, slavery was indentured servitude was also a form of business. And remember, up until this very day, majority of the African countries still kept their wealth, okay? And it's ruled by dark-skinned men and women. So don't get this twisted. Don't think that, oh, these poor Africans and so on and so on. So they still have their gold, their diamonds, and so on and so. It's just that now they have greedy ass politicians that they put in office that's selling out their resources now. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
back then, they controlled all their stuff. All right.
Yep.
Don't get this twisted. So, all right, go ahead, brother.
And if you notice, they use the word Negro in such a way where you could see that, because we all know what a white person is. A white person is a foreigner. So if a Negro
Yes.
is guiding a white person, what does that tell you?
Yes. Oh, and for folks who don't know, Africans identify you, the foreigner, when you go over to Africa as white person. Or they call you, what is it, Burundi? Burundi?
Or Akata.
Or Akata, okay? Which still means foreigner, means that you are not one of them. They know who you
Yeah.
are. You don't know who
Akata.
you are.
Akata means cotton picker. So they call you Akata. You know what I'm saying? So for every runaway Negro that shall be taken up and brought in by either of them, and as is justly to be apprehended, that from the different encouragement given by the said laws, Cudjoe and Qual, and the several Negroes under their command in Trelawney and Crawford towns, and other of the rebellious towns. So there were many of us rebelling.
Yes.
We were rebellious town who submitted to terms. So some of them submitted to the terms of the treaty or whatever the treaty was. May be induced to kill all straggling and runaway Negroes that may fall in their way, with intention to receive the greater reward of £10 for them as rebellious, rather than to bring them in alive and receive the lesser reward of 10 shillings. So it was a money game. That's what they're doing now. They pay you to take a hit on your own people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They pay you to wipe yourself out.
And the silly rabbits, they fall for it. They fall
You know
for
what I'm saying? You Cudjoe and you Qual, they sold out. Okay, because they're written right here as they take up the Confederate with them. See, Cudjoe and Qual or any other of the Negroes under their command in Trelawney or Crawford towns. You notice that they point out Trelawney or Crawford towns specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Yep.
any other of the rebellious towns. Any of the rebellious towns have submitted to terms. So it's not about submitting, being a subject to terms shall be by him or them delivered to the next magistrate, who is hereby directed to and obliged to pay the said cudgel, right? So they were taking money, or the said Negroes bringing such runaways to him. So they was paying people to take in their own people. And I'm saying
Yep.
they was in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
they're written in here. Maroons to be paid each for bringing runaways. Right? This is a side note. So there's specifically certain Maroons that sold out. You see the ones who like to talk about Africa, all this stuff. Be wary of those Maroons. They're the ones who sell you out.
And still to this very day.
Yeah, the
Still to
ones
this
like
very day.
they like to talk about Africa and all that stuff, where they come from Nigeria and what do you call it? Ghana and all these things.
And they know they're
Beware.
lying.
Yep.
You know what I do? When
Yeah.
somebody approach me, especially when it's a yard man and a yard man approach me, and saying, "Hey, that we're Africans," and I look upon them and I say, "But I am Arawak." You should see that. Look at their facial expression when you say that. It gets you every single time. They jaw drop because they're not expecting you to know that anymore,
To
because they
know that.
so many years knocking it out of your head, right? To teach you this African identity. Okay. So when you every time you say that and
Yep.
you look at them, their eyes pop wide open and they look at you and you say to them, "But weren't you taught that you were Arawak by your mother or your father?" Or if it's an elder man or elder Ras, and you said, "But I am Arawak," and you ask him, what did his great grandmother identify as? His great grandfather identify as? And he
Mm-hmm.
will tell you Arawak. So why are you identifying,
Yep.
telling me that I am African? That makes no sense.
Yeah, because what you gotta understand, it all of that Rastafarian thing came from Marcus Garvey. It
Mm-hmm.
came from what was his name? Horace Butler. That was his name.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot.
You talk about
Yeah,
Behold the Pale Horse?
come again.
You talk about the guy that wrote the book Behold the Pale Horse?
No, no,
Or
no,
was
no, 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 no. I'm talking the dude that was under Marcus Garvey.
oh,
Um,
okay, okay,
and
okay.
then he got deported. They ship him to the island because he was a preacher at first.
Yes.
He was a preacher. He's the one who originated Rastafarianism, but he got the doctrine from Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey was pushing this Pan African nonsense, this Negro stuff, or whatever you call it, Negro improvement, back to Africa nonsense.
Yeah, the
Um,
NIA or some shit like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So he was under Marcus Garvey wing, and he got shipped to the island. Then he, came up with this doctrine that, because Selassie was at the time crowned king of Ethiopia, he, create this story. Oh, this must be the great king, the return of Christ. You know what I'm saying? He orchestrated the whole thing. He preached it. He
Mm-hmm.
advertised it. I think he even
Mm-hmm.
got locked up for it. He
Yeah, he
never
did.
wear locks in his life. He never wear locks
Mm-hmm.
in his life. He never wore Astrana locks in his life.
That is
But
true.
he got a lot of the man to convert to this Rastafari and give up their birthright to some Caucasian called King Selassie, because he's a Caucasian
Mm-hmm.
in Ethiopia.
Yes.
And Caucasian doesn't mean a skin color. You know what I'm saying? It's not a skin color. Um, he gave up the birthright, say they want to go back to Ethiopia and all this nonsense. They have no history of any blood ties to Ethiopia, or even to the land of Africa. No ties, no history, no ancestors, right? So this become a doctrine that they pick up, a cult. So the Order of Solomon, I think, is it the Order of Solomon?
The
And
order of Melchizedek and the order of Solomon.
yeah, these are Masonic organizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
That pump this new age nonsense called Pan-Africanism. It's new age garbage, right? They pump this nonsense. I'm saying this toxic. I'm gonna be honest, man. Rastafarism religion destroy our culture, destroy it, decimate it,
Decimated. And you know what's
decimate
so
the
funny?
culture.
The funny thing is the ways of the Rastaman, the identity of the hair, of how they carry their hair of the Rastaman.
That's ours.
That
That's
yes, and
ours.
that is a
That's ours.
that
The
comes
here is
from
ours.
yes,
Yeah.
and that even the colors that they rock, it comes from
Yes. Bolivia.
The Mayan,
Bolivia.
yes,
Bolivia.
yes.
Yeah. Bolivia use that color right now. It's not just Ghana. Go look at the Bolivian flag right now. Go look at it right now and tell me what you see.
Now, when you study the
Right?
history of the Arawaks, it shows you that the Arawaks also migrated from South America, coming down into North and the islands. Okay, so the Arawakan
The
Empire was a huge empire that covered
the
most of
Arawak
America.
Empire. The Arawak Empire. I have a video on that too on my YouTube. But tell you, I show you that the Arawak Empire was all the way up in Georgia.
Yes,
They find Arawak artifacts up there, all the way
yes.
up in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And they even said that when I don't remember the dude name. It was an explorer. He came and he said the people that they saw in Florida look like the people in Papua New Guinea with bush skirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
They're dark skinned and they had bush skirts. Like look at the people in Papua New Guinea right now and tell me what you see. Right? So all the way up into from Georgia, come all the way down to Florida, even some of Texas. All of that is Arawak. So when some of the mainland Indians be talking, just know we have dominions on the mainland too. Don't get it twisted. All right, our dominions go all the way up into up all the way up to say Georgia right there. You know what I'm
But
saying?
this is where when I tell folks that be careful of the things that we say because we're all one people, because all of our people intermixed with each other in the Americas,
Mm-hmm.
because the islands are islands of the Americas, and the people that was once that are on the islands of the Americas once came from the mainland and intermixed with all the tribes on the mainland. So a lot of us are related to each other. You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
when people, this is why I tell folks, to the indigenous community, all that bickering that you're doing amongst each other, stop it. Okay, it,
Yep. Cut it
it
out.
it's not helping the situation. You're making the situation worse. And if you're supposed to be
Cut it out.
honoring your ancestors and you want to do right for self and bloodline, where it can also do right for the culture overall, then you'll stop the unnecessary bickering and beef amongst each other. It can't be that serious, because if it was that serious, y'all would have took it to the streets long time.
Mm-hmm.
Two twos.
Yep.
You're not doing that.
And
So cut the bullshit.
there was a Reconstruction era. There, there was a Reconstruction era, right? And during this Reconstruction era, this is how we got boxed out, because this is when they create the five civilized tribes, right? And who's not a part of that five civilized tribe boxed out? And guess what they call the ones who got boxed out? Negro.
There you go.
Okay, the ones who didn't want to go with the whole reservation, the ones who didn't want to go with the whole reservation and all that stuff, getting, being contained.
Mm-hmm.
We were got boxed out, and we were called Negroes. And then that's where we got the pushback, and that's why
we're called Negro, African American, Black.
That's where the put.
Yeah.
Yep, our black Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Afro Caribbeans and all this nonsense, this garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got pushback, especially we got a big pushback, because what was happening during this time, especially between 1850s and 1924, they had they open up the ports, we called Ellis Island. And there was a lot. That's when millions, because a lot of Europeans wasn't really here before the 1800s.
That's a
you gotta overstand. You gotta understand what's going on. They open up the ports, Ellis Island, right? 1924, I think, around about that time, and that's when millions of Europeans come over here, millions, and they start giving away the land through homestead acts.
Now, you heard what he said? You heard what he's telling you when they opened up the ports through Ellis Island and millions of Europeans started coming over here? If you look at it, follow the Chinese route. China has how many ports in the Middle East? How many ports in Europe? China's building ports in the Americas. China has control of ports in the Panama Canal in South America. China now owns operates 100% the biggest port in Jamaica today.
Yep.
And everywhere they own and operate a port, they bring in millions of their people. It is called colonization and invasion, right?
What you
think? They have millions of their people. They bring in behind that their military and their police force, like they've done in Africa. They have their military and police stations in Africa. How?
Exactly.
That's that's violating another country's sovereignty. But when you keep your mouth shut and you watch your corrupt politicians doing corrupt things and you don't lay down the right hand of God on them, they get away with wicked things, and the ones who are going to suffer is you. Because what the Chinese does is they give your politicians a bank account that has an unsurmountable of money in it, so they can go anywhere in the world and not come back to the island. There is no limit on the bank account that they've given them, because all it is just credit.
Yep, okay? That's it. And that's your credit.
Exactly.
Okay. That's off your backs. So the department, when I do my research deeper, the Department of Labor was the one who created the INS, which is Immigration and what's it? Before it became the DHS, it was the INS.
INS.
Right. So they created the Department of Labor was the head organization for INS, right? The Immigration whatever services. And then after September 11, right, they had to take those buildings down, and then what they do, they created what's called the DHS. You know what I'm saying? So up until September 11, it was INS. You know what I'm saying? So all they do is create another corporation. No, INS was to regulate those European free white persons that was coming in through the Naturalization Act. You know what I'm saying? That was for them. That's not for us. that's not for us. That's not for us in the Caribbean. All right. That was for Ellis Island. And Ellis Island is a makeshift island. It's not even a natural piece of land. It's like they make it up. It's floating out in the ocean. But what they did, it's a port, and they just connected to the land. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you had millions and millions and millions. I have videos to show that they came here on boats.
Exactly.
But I haven't seen any videos of us coming on boats. I haven't seen it. Exactly. I have not seen it. I have videos to show that they came on boats. They were on boats. They come here on boats. As some of them come as convicts, and like earlier too, right before the 1800s, like coming down, like some in the 1700s, late 1700s, coming in the 1800s. What used to happen? They used to come before. They used to come before Ellis Island. They used to come, but because they wasn't surviving the storms, a lot of times the ship run a wreck. And I'm saying, and the ones that do make it to the shores, right? The people that couldn't pay their debts, they have to stay on the ship for somebody to come buy them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They gotta wait for a buyer, because they can't leave the ship unless they pay for the travel.
Exactly.
So I guess that's how they restructured it, and they came up with Ellis Island. No. I think in the 1800s, late 1800s, there was a lot of Chinese that came in the Americas. A lot of Chinese came. During that time too.
That's when China started kicking off the black Chinese from out of China and sending them throughout the Caribbean islands. So when you're asking where the black Chinese have gone, if they didn't kill them off, they kicked them out of the land. That's where the British company was also importing the coolies from India to come to the workforce, because the island people stopped working for them. Okay.
Exactly. The rebellions. This is why they call it a rebellion. Let me tell you something. If you come in my house and you go in my fridge and you look at me and say, okay, you're gonna stay in your room. This is my house. But you come in and say, you come in and take my juice, everything, and you put me in a corner. Because this is what the reservation is. You put me in a corner of my house and say, you ain't coming out of that room. That's where you're gonna live. That's where you're gonna say the rest of the house is mine. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna burn that shit down? If somebody come in my house to try to do that and try to take my house, you think I'm just gonna stand around and like they just run a havoc in my house? You crazy?
Exactly.
So let's think about it on that level. You know what I'm saying? Think about it on that level. Somebody come to you and they're trying to tell you, they're trying to induce you into work, and if you don't want to work, they try to sanction you. You know what I'm saying? Pass laws where you can't even do certain things on your land no more. What do you think gonna happen? You're gonna
Because
rebel.
everywhere China go, or everywhere colonizers go, the first thing they do is attack the natural resource of the land. It puts you that you're no longer in charge of your natural resource. Like I said, the colonizers came here. George Washington made millions of dollars off of hemp, aka marijuana, the sativa plant. Yep. And after they've made their money and they realized that the Indians were still also in control, making money off of it, they deemed it illegal. Okay. Up
Yep.
until World War I, when they poisoned great portions of the plants because the soldiers used to smoke it in abundance. So they poisoned it and poisoned their own soldiers. All right.
Yep.
After that incident, you've never heard of any more mass poisoning or incidents of the marijuana plant in history. And after that, they passed bills on policies, corporate policies, deeming it illegal. Now today, they're passing it to where they're in control of it, and you, the original people of the land, can't even sell your own stuff that your ancestors used, that you still know today how to cultivate it. You know how to cook it. You still know how to bake it. You still know how to turn it into tea. You still know how to use it if you want to go spirit walk to other dimensions, other realms. If you want an out of body experience, you know how to still do that. Okay, but you can't do it because of fear of the colonizer. Because Pete, watch this. When they imported the coolies from India, yeah, and they imported the Chinese, the black Asians, the black Chinese, yeah. When they did that, the rebellions that was taking place, the people of the islands realized that their numbers grew. The colonizers' numbers grew because what did the Indian regiment do for the coolies and what did the Chinese was doing for their people? They promised them 5 acres of land each for each family that comes here, and they was coming here by the boatloads, by the millions, coming for
the
that
Germans too.
land.
The Germans too.
Yes,
the Germans came later. But there's a video on YouTube right now. You could pull it up about the Germans when they come in Jamaica as indentured servants, and they were given land after their term.
Exactly. So when you form your rebellion and you realize, oh shit, these people, their numbers just grew just like that on us. Now the rebellion or the civil war that was breaking out, you realize now that you're going to have a bigger fight now on your hands. So you're going to be forced to come to terms of agreements, of treaties, of contracts. And this is what happened. And thus the parasite never leaves the body. You could lower the number of the parasite count, but somewhere in the body, there's still more parasites hiding. It's still there. And then they just multiply up on you again. Okay?
So this is why I put up Article 4, where it says all laws which are enforced in Jamaica immediately before, you hear that? Before the appointed day shall, subject to amendment or repealed by authority, having power to amend or repeal any such law, that's in parentheses, so that means that's not on the document pretty much. Continue in force on and after that day, right? So they're saying it's continue in force even with this constitution. So what I just show you in the laws of Jamaica, where they say Indians are free, right? Because they talk about free Negroes too in this document. Of course, the free Negroes is the Indian, okay?
The wild Indians.
Right. So remember, I showed you up here, right? I just showed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is the laws of Jamaica. Right. Let me see. Where am I? I was down here. Let me see. I just showed it to you.
To make this
Right.
clear,
What?
to the people that are listening, yeah? When they're talking about the Negroes and the Indians are one and the same, okay? The Negroes are what
Yep.
are the wild Indians. Now,
Yep.
when people are going to say, but Indians, they mean those little Taino camps that they have on the island now? No, that's not what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Those Taino camps are byproducts of colonizers. Those are children of both the originals, people of the land, and the colonizers, and they're playing the role of their colonizing counterpart by bringing in a color system, okay,
Yep.
a caste system, and their
Caste
goal
system.
is to take away your identity from you. This is their job. So they push the whole Taino thing. Taino, that we never identify as Taino. We identify it as Auwak, and that was spelled with two V's. Okay,
Yep.
and originally spelled with two V's. All right, and the
Yep.
two
That's why
V's
it's called W's.
Yes.
Yeah, the W's are the V. The V is a W, and the W is a V. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you gotta know history to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
So,
There's a lady called Gregory Archer. She knows the truth. She have a Taino. No, she said she have a Taino camp, but you don't see the mixed ones. You just see her. You just see us there.
yes.
But she still call it a Taino camp. Nevertheless, but she knows the history, the true history.
Don't get it twisted. You see that it's not they weren't originally called Tainos. You see, the name Taino is a government byproduct name. Before it was called Taino,
Yes.
it was called
Yes.
it was a god damn it, Tenachi, which is
Benachi.
one of the villages from the Pyramid of the Sun. Okay, one of the villages that was around the pyramids of the sun. All right, and they switched it to Taino because they were only pushing the biracial agenda, because they feel like if they could put the biracial children against the pureblood children and cause a conflict and a divide, then they can also swoop in underneath that chaos and gain grounds in colonizing. This is why they put us against each other. And you'll see the biracial children pushing the identity of a Taino. And when you look into this whole Taino history, you'll see that it's going back to the European, to the Eastern colonizers. Okay.
Yep. And as you said before, the coolies are indentured servants that come in the 1800s after the rebellions. They came.
1845.
Came, right, and the Chinese came, and they will tell you that they're indentured servants. They would. I have coolie friends, you know. I have coolie friends. They would tell you.
All people have to do is ask, talk to them, hold a conversation with some of them. They came as indentured servants.
Exactly.
And look, now they took over Guyana, calling themselves Guyanese. They're taking over Suriname, calling themselves Surinamese. They're taking over Honduras. They're taking over everywhere and running the government in all those places and bringing in their own people. And they set up a caste system. Mind you, these are the people that was degraded by their people on their homeland. And instead of they come here to make nice with the locals, they set up a caste system to push out the locals.
They're in Trinidad too. They're heavy in Trinidad.
That's true.
The coolies. Yep.
And they're teaching the Trinidadians them that they're Africans. How could you have a colonizer teach you who you are? Huh?
Exactly. And when you look in these DNA labs, all you see is their faces. You see your pale face. When you look in all these DNA labs, you don't see none of our people in this place, and you trust them to give you your DNA results. You trust the same people who oppress you for hundreds of years.
They're still doing
they oppress you. You trust them to tell you who your DNA come from. You trust. You really did that. Look in the labs. Tell me who you seen there.
Yes.
Look in those labs. Look in. All right. Any documentary that's on, and they're talking about the history and the DNA and genes. Look who's in the lab talking.
That's true. Renzo Duckworth was saying that he remembered that I did a live when they admitted that. Yeah. It was called what was the video? The video was them breaking down the history of how they came over from India in 1845, and they were their historians was admitting that this is what happened and this is where how they came over here. And you got to understand also, for those people who worship Edward Siaga was a CIA government operative that was sent to Jamaica, and his job was to infiltrate Jamaica, and you guys put him in charge of your department of archive
Records.
of
Yeah.
records. And I guarantee you that he jacked up your records. I guarantee you records that was there ended up missing. A lot of
Are
things
burnt.
tampered with. And
Yep.
And that's why some of y'all, when y'all trying to search for your family members' old birth certificates, you can't find them.
Okay? They burn it down. They burn the building down.
Now here's another thing. Now the live that I did the other day, I showed you how they do cloud seeding to make a hurricane, to make a storm. Now, we always say why these storms always hit the Haitian side of the island, but it never fully hits the Dominican Republic. The Haitian side of the island is where the archival library and the halls of record is at. And that's what the last storm hit. The last time the hurricane hit Haiti, it hit the halls of record. Okay? Pay attention. So when you say they can't control weather, they can control it's not that they can control the weather. They can tamper with the weather to know where storm is going to hit and make it increase so that you have a greater impact of damages when it hits you on your side of wherever you are. All right.
You all ever watch Twister? That's our old movie about tornadoes. You see what they was doing in that movie when they send the balls in the tornadoes? That's what they was doing. They was trying to study the weather pattern.
Yes.
Yeah. They was trying to study the weather pattern and how they could manipulate the frequency. You know what I'm saying? Because they can manipulate the frequency. They can.
Yeah.
They could tap into it and manipulate it. And when they manipulate it, what happens is a cause and effect. So you have like a reaction from manipulating it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They do that to the frequency of the human body also.
Yep. So when I'm showing you these old documents, be grateful that we still have at least something to look on right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because this, I want to see who's going to come and rebut this. In default, they became free. They become free. So if you're saying the Indians are free and we are the Indians, then why the hell we're still arguing?
Exactly. And this is Jamaica Archival Records.
And this is Jamaica Archival, and then we became. And this is why they have the independence again, because that was another contract to lock us in. Yeah, that was a deception. Exactly. It was a deception. You know what I'm saying?
Carnival, the West Indian Day Parade. These are you are Indians in your Indian capacity, in your origine capacity around those times. And then as soon as that day is over or that time is over, you go back to letting people tell you're African. I've never seen the Africans come out in massive numbers at the West Indian Day Parade.
And why is it?
Mm-hmm.
You ever ask yourself? That's our powwow. This is why. Let me show you something.
Exactly.
This is why they have to allow us to have the parade. They can't stop it. They can't stop it, because when we say we are West Indians, that's saying that we are the Lord of the land.
Exactly.
And you have to give us our day to celebrate. That's our powwow. Exactly. So when you're seeing these natives on these reservations doing some kind of, I don't know what the fuck my language. I don't know what
that's not us.
I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're doing some step. I don't know what the heck is that from Serbia.
Yes.
If you want to see a real Indian dance, go to a West Indian parade. If you want to see a real powwow, go to a West Indian parade. I don't know what's going to become of it now that they have this virus all over in the atmosphere. But every year they have West Indian parade. They have it in Boston. They have it in New York. They have it in Florida. Bro, when you say we are West Indians and we're going to parade, it's really a powwow. They're just not telling you.
It's a gathering of
all. Just not telling you. Right.
That's what it is. All the tribes come together in celebration for that time. All the tribes on the island come together. All the tribes on the mainland come together in celebration of that time. All the tribes. You see that little, hey, y'all, hey, that's not us. That's not American Indians.
Yep.
That's not indigenous of the Americas. That's not us. We have rhythm. Rhythm.
And I showed you guys the other day. All you mainland Indians that like to discriminate against us. When I put a video out the other day about Cool Herc and Biggie Smalls and all these people, and you guys glorify hip hop. Guess who created hip hop?
Cool Herc.
West Indian.
Cool Herc did, yeah.
West Indian created a break dance, the same break dance. West Indian. It's all West Indian. So
even Jay-Z Jay-Z dropped that info. Jay-Z had dropped that info. Michael Jackson too dropped that info about that.
Biggie Smalls' mom and his pops is from Jamaica. Both of them. And that's one of your big time rappers.
That's true.
All right?
That's true.
So put some respect on the West Indians, man. Don't try to violate, man. Because we gave you culture too. We gave you culture. Don't play around. That's the power that we have, all right? So it's like you biting the hand that feeds you. You know what I'm saying? That's disrespectful, man. But anyway, this is not about a rant, but I'm just making it clear.
Here's the thing, because we have to put it in proper perspective. Island Indians and mainland Indians are still, again, we're still one and the same, because again, we all came from the mainland and dispersed out to the island.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're still mainland. That's what I'm saying. So, we're all one and the same. Yeah.
So it's no need to show off and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not, you can't, that's, just throw that through the window. Just cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Because we see that as disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Let's move on to the infiltration now that's being done.
This one here?
Yeah. There we go.
What you want to build on? I want to show you something, all right? When we're telling you that, when you're telling you that Jamaica is a corporation, and I've been saying it over and over, and Dartman been saying it over and over and over and over. Okay, this is a Security and Exchange Commission. This is in Washington, D.C. Okay? This is all the files of Jamaica Corporation, all right? This is all what, you see that? You see all those documents? And what they say right here. Company filings. A corporation. As you say, company. It's a U.S. company.
Exactly.
Right? They lose their they lost their sovereignty when they register with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Believe it or not.
Exactly.
You best believe it. All right.
So
they could scream all they want. They lose their sovereignty.
If people don't,
so this is
hold on there, brother. If people don't understand what exactly you're going to be looking at or what you're looking at right now, again, what you call Jamaica, what you call the United States, these names are corporate names. These are corporations. They have nothing to do with the land. Okay, Amaruka, right? Which you are Amarukans, that's the land. All right. Zamaka or Jamaica, that's the land. Jamaica is not the land. Jamaica is a corporation. And what these people have been doing, they've been taking shares of their corporation, acting as if it's the land and giving and stealing your land from underneath you because you identify every day as Jamaican, as as people from the United States, and the United States is only 10 square miles of the District of Columbia, meaning it's a corporation that is on the stock market, on the Washington Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange. Jamaica is a part of the JSE, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Those are corporations. They have nothing to do with the land. Nothing to do with the land at all. So when they're saying Jamaica is in debt, that's the politicians who runs that corporation. They're in debt. You're the people of the land. You're not in debt. You're standing on wealth. The wealth is yours, which the Chinese, which all foreign entities come and they take that wealth away from you because you allow it. Because you turn against your
Mm-hmm.
nationality, you turn against the ancestry of who you are, and you identify as something that you are not. So what they come and claim is called eminent domain. If you don't
Domain.
claim
Yep.
it, they're claiming it. Okay. All right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yep. And you guys really disrespect your ancestors because you started running on bleaching cream,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
bleaching
mm-hmm.
cream, and that's the same Chinese giving you that bleaching cream.
Honor Torah.
All
Honor.
right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is the most current one. I have an older one. Okay. As filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission on April 24, 2020, this year. Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C. So you see that? Washington, D.C. Okay? That's where they're registered. Registration statement on the Schedule B of the Securities Act of 1933. Tell me what happened in 1933.
1933.
Anybody in the chat?
1933 is when they declared bankruptcy.
Anybody in the chat? All right. There you go. Government of Jamaica name of registrant. Okay? That's the name of the registrant. Government of Jamaica. That's a corporation. You see that in all caps? You see that?
Corporation.
That's a fiction that don't exist. All right? On paper, only paper alone. You see this is what I'm reading it on? This is the only place it exists. On this document where I'm reading it. Don't exist nowhere else.
You have the link to put
name and address of authorized representative in the United States. Yeah, I could drop it in there. Hold on, let me drop. Let me see what could.
Let me pull it up. I'll do it. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
All right, cool. So these are your authorized representatives for the corporation called Government of Jamaica in the United States. All right. So this is how the United States gets jurisdiction over the corporation called Jamaica. And when you call yourself Jamaican, you're actually saying you're a United States citizen, just the same. You're just a United States citizen. You say you're no different, right? Allison Roach Wilson, OD, so the Consul General in New York is the authorized representative. The Consulate General of Jamaica, right, in 767 Third Avenue, right? So that's why they get jurisdiction, because they're part of the United States. It is requested that copies of notices and communications from Securities to McLean. There you go, here, Esquire again. Paul Hastings LLP, 200 per. So what this is really saying is that they're exchanging securities. What securities are they exchanging? You know what I'm saying? What securities are they exchanging? Right?
Facts.
You need to ask yourself that question. Are they exchanging something? why aren't the general public be aware of this? What's going on? What are they exchanging and what for? Okay, anyway, let's get to it. Title of each class of securities to be registered. Debt securities. Wow, what? I wonder what debt securities are those. Oh, hey, Government of Jamaica. Hey, hello. I want to know what's going on. Hey, I'm over here. Okay. Amount to be registered: 493,500,000. Okay, cool. 100% proposed aggregate offering price. Oh, it's an offer. Oh, okay. So you're offering debt instruments. I wonder what debt instruments those are. Sounds. What do you think, Darman? What do you think those debt instruments are?
I wonder too. I wonder if anyone in the chat would know what the debt instrument is. What is it are they offering up? Huh? Because now you're going to get a lesson in what slavery is, okay? And what slavery has always been, all right? What they're offering up is you. That birth certificate, that all capital letter birth certificate in the all caps. Their job is to accumulate debt. When they accumulate the debt, they use it as an excuse to trade your birth certificate as surety instruments on the stock market. Okay, so they're trading you back and forth on the stock market. So when you're hearing that the Chinese are buying up debts, they're buying you. Go ahead, brother.
Let me let me let me see. Hey, damn. Let me see what is I could pull out the rabbit hat. Hold on. Let me pull something else out the rabbit hat. Hold on. It's
All right, go ahead.
a magic trick. I'm gonna show you something. Ta-da! Let me show you what's going on. Let me see something here.
Hold on. Let me mute my audio because your
Let's
audio
get
kind of
to it. You're done. Come on, give me. What's going on here, man? Come on, corporation, come on. And you're disrespectful using my ancestors' coat of arms, except for the queen's helmet, because that wasn't there before. That mean we are under colonial rule. Let's get to it. So this is a prospectus. A prospectus is advertisement, right? And you could see the advertising the land. Look down here. Whoa! I pulled this out the rabbit hat. What's going on? Government of Jamaica. Hey, Minister Nigel Clark, what's going on over here? Talk to me, Minister. Talk to me. What's going on here? Minister Nigel Clark, what's going on? Hey, you put up my land for sale. Hey. No. You can't do that, sir. You can't do that. Not for sale.
If people don't understand this, right? A corporation cannot own land, and Jamaica is a corporation. No, a corporation cannot own and sell land. They cannot sell it. The only way a corporation can sell anything is if it is acting on the interest of you, who are supposed to be the shareholders, but unknown to you, because that birth certificate also makes you a shareholder. Makes sure it makes that
your birth certificate,
percentage of the profits that's coming from whatever it is that they're pulling in, but they're not giving it to you because you don't even know about it. So you're being defrauded. Okay, so that corporation, any contract that they have with China, any lands that has contracts with any colonizer or foreign entity, those contracts are null and void once the people speak up. Which means this is why they're trying to also gut constitutions or trying to gut ecclesiastic laws, because in those constitutions, even in ecclesiastic laws, you shall take up arms, right or left, and oust a corrupt government and change your government to a new one if you so choose. Okay, but those contracts are not valid contracts. They're stealing your land and they're stealing your children.
Usury. It's called usury. So 7.875% notes due in 2045. Wow, 2045. It's mature. The bonds get mature. Okay. And what? How much money? Oh, 815 million. I wonder what they're giving up for 815 million. And it's due. Wow. Hey, I was not aware of this. Government of Jamaica, can you fill me in on this? What's going on here? Did you fill me in? And guess what, too? Let me give you
Sir Patrick Allen. What is
the special surprise? Both for Merrill Lynch, that's a bank, that's a United States bank, and Citigroup, they're joint lead managers and joint book runners. So the Citigroup and the Merrill Lynch is running the books. What? Hey, fill me in now. Fill me in. What's going on, man? What is going on?
People.
Hey, where's my cut? Hey, I got a Jamaican birth certificate. That's my share certificate. I have shares in the Jamaica Corporation. Where's my cut?
Exactly. So
where is my cut?
Let me also say this, folks. When you think that you are poor and you see people living on the streets, and they're saying that and because they are poor and they can't pay these bills or that bill and so on and so on. The thing that they keep from you and make difficult for you to access is that birth certificate, that bond account. Okay, from that bond account, or if you have a social security number, everything in life is already prepaid off for you already. So when you're paying bills on top of bills, it's called double dipping. You're paying something that was already paid off already. It's like
Yeah.
a debt collector calling you saying that, or a company saying that you owe them a debt, right? And they keep writing you saying that you owe them, or they're going to give it to a debt collector. Well, there's a thing called a replevin bond. And the replevin bond means that they have already gotten paid from out of your social security account or your birth certificate account for that debt. Pay attention. So you don't owe them nothing. So what they're trying to do is double dip.
Yes,
All right.
sir. You don't owe nothing. It's prepaid.
But
Yeah, it's prepaid. Everything is look at this. Prospectus.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the prospectus. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's right there.
What's going on here? Everything is prepaid. Hey, 7.87. Hey. The government of Jamaica is offering. Wow. They're offering. Whoa, I wonder who they're offering to. Offering 815 million US of its 7.875% notes due 2045. The notes will constitute direct, general, unconditional, and unsubordinate external indebtedness. External indebtedness. I need to look into that. As defined in the accompanying prospectus of Jamaica, for which the full faith and credit. Wow, full faith and credit. I wonder who agreed to that. Did I agree to that, Minister Nigel Clark? Did I consent to that, Minister Nigel Clark? I'm calling you out. Did I consent to this? Did
criminals?
Did Brother Diamond X consent to this? Full faith and credit? Wow.
Did not. Sure did not.
Of Jamaica is pledged.
No piece of money. Sure did
the
not.
notes will rank without any preference among themselves and equally with all other subordinated external indebtedness of Jamaica. Wow. Jamaica will pay interest on outstanding principal of the notes semi-annually in arrears on January 28th and July 28th of each year. Interesting. Commencing on January 28th, 2020, at an annual rate of 7.875%. Wow, Minister Clark, could you come and explain this to me? Because you're a little bit more you have a master PhD, you have a PhD in this stuff. Could you come break this down? The notes will
break it down. My little mind cannot comprehend what it is that
No, I'm not.
Andrew Holness, please break this down. Now, what this is to show you is this: to all people who vote Labour right or PMP, you've been getting played and tricked to go against and kill each other every year election time come around. Well, both sides have been playing you for fools. Both sides have been profiting off you because both sides has been moving as one in the private, but in the public, they make you feel like they're divided. Don't think that Portia Simpson and Andrew Holness are enemies. Don't think that Bruce Golden and Michael Manley and Siago were enemies. No, they were all moving as one in the private sector because you don't understand public and private. They fool you every single time. So every year they come in the community, they give you guns, they give you money, and you go out, boom, 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 shoot down each other for a temporary fix. And then a year after or 2 years after, you're back in the same bottomless shit pit that you was in from before. Nothing fixed.
This is why they call it the House of Parliament, because they are parlaying. They're parlaying. You know what I'm saying? They're making a fool out of you. It's a circus. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's a big circus. And when you go in the House of Parliament, right in between the middle of the House of Parliament, what you see, the Queen's what's that thing they call it? The thing the Queen carrying her hand. It's like a wand.
Oh, the scepter. Let's call it a scepter.
Yes.
A chocolate melon and honor. Welcome. To everyone that's in the chat, we say peace, love to you, and welcome to you.
Yeah, Anna, big up the chat. Honor and respect to everybody in the chat. Thanks for viewing and thanks for listening on your input. Yeah, so we're on this topic of Jamaica Corporation of Jamaica being on the Security and Exchange Commission, and we are not aware of it. We didn't consent to this. I don't know if we did it indirectly by having a birth certificate. I don't know, but we weren't aware.
Yeah, go ahead.
But as I'm saying, if you do have a birth certificate, whether here, whether on the mainland or on the island, it doesn't make a difference. All right. You have shares in the corporation. All right, whichever one it is. Whether it's the United States, whether it's Jamaica, whether it's Barbados, you have shares. These people are obligated to settle all debts that your estate incurs. They are obligated because only they have the authority to set up any debt because you're the one who created it.
That's a fact.
You didn't create the debt, they created it. So you have to appoint them to discharge the debt. You don't try to do it yourself or else you're going to get jammed up.
That's a fact.
You're supposed to appoint them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they create the debt. They know the system. They know how it works. We don't know how it works. I just read one sentence in the stuff, and you trust and believe I don't know what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what language is in here. It looks like English, but I know it's not.
It's legalese though. And that's what people have to understand too. You know, like even when you go in a courthouse, what you think is normal English is not normal English. There's two different languages here. When you go in a courthouse or doing any form of business in any form of business aspect, that is legalese. So if we are having a conversation right here now outside of business and it's just a regular conversation, that's what it is. But if we take that same conversation and go into the courthouse, it's turned into legalese. So the words that we thought what we thought the words meant in our regular conversation outside of the courthouse, it doesn't mean the same thing in the courthouse. Totally different meanings. And this is how people get jammed up and get sent to prison, even for non-violent offenses. All right. So
yep.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna say ignorance. They're gonna tell you ignorance of the law is no excuse. Exactly. That's what they're gonna use on you.
Exactly.
So check this out. The only part that looks like English right here is the notes are being offered globally. Listen, the notes are being offered globally for sale in jurisdiction where it is lawful to make such offers and sales. Jamaica is promotes to be listed on official list of Luxembourg Stock Exchange. Oh my God! Wow.
Now,
Minister Nigel Clark, reach out to me. Reach out to me.
Because look, when I was able to access to see my birth certificate account, there was over 50,000 banks that was attached to that account. Majority of them was in the Americas. Okay, 50,000 banks was attached to the account. Now, if people ain't getting what's happening here, and I went on Fidelity to look at what my account was worth. Okay, so you could go Treasury Direct or you could go Fidelity. I did this around like 3-4 months ago, so I don't know if they changed things up now, right? But it's worth a try. How I learned how to do that was through Eon's channel, EEON channel. He had videos, I think they're still up, that shows you how to those accounts. And you'll see, you type in that birth certificate registration number, and you'll see that shit pop up. You hear me? So you know,
GMEI utility too.
Exactly.
Try GMEI utility.
Exactly.
GMEI utility, that number. They will show you. They'll show you. Right? So this is a notice to prospectus investors in the European economy area. So this is a general notice to the whole world that and if you realize they highlight out the island, you know that, look at it. See that?
Yep.
That's why they're saying it's for sale.
Yep. They put it for sale. This is why you have so many
I didn't agree to that.
Foreign investors coming there. And you know what? It was the richest
Yeah,
island.
I did not agree to this.
People better wake up. So this is
Yeah,
what
it
they
was.
did, man. For people that don't understand what's happening, this is what they did with
It was the
Manhattan.
richest island in Portland before Portland sank.
This is what they're trying to do to Chicago. They did it to Manhattan. This is what they now do to Detroit and Chicago
Seneca
right
Village.
now. Okay, Seneca Village, exactly. Actually, the entire island of Manhattan,
Yep.
Brooklyn, and in Brooklyn. That's what they did to Brooklyn,
Yep.
Manhattan, that whole area, the whole New York area. Okay, put it up for sale to foreigners, and you didn't know what was going on, and you watch all these people coming over, and peep this: when these people come over, they come over with what's called a 498 number. Okay, so don't think that they're paying taxes like how you're paying taxes. They're not. So when you're wondering why they're getting a leg up,
they're not
an advantage over you. That is why. And these are folks that come from another country already come over with their 498 number that they get from the IRS in America. So they can be coming from the police and they call before they come and they give them their 498 number. And if you go and call them right now and you don't know exactly what to say and how to say it, they're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Because they're going to call you a US
jam. Yep. If you know what to say, how to say it, and I'm saying, if you don't know that the United States only exists in Washington, D.C., between Virginia and Maryland, it's not even in a state. It's not even a so-called state. It's on the border. There's a reason for that.
Exactly. And it was strategically put there on the border.
You know what I'm saying?
So, wake up.
There's a reason for that, because you cannot call it a state. You cannot call it a state. They put it on the border. That's why they call it the Virgin Mary. Virginia Mary. Virginia, Maryland, Virgin Mary. You know? So right here, check this out. If interest rates increase significantly in developed economies, including the United States, Jamaica's trading partners could find it more difficult and expensive to borrow capital and refinance existing debt, which could adversely affect economic growth in those countries. Exactly. Decreased growth on the part of Jamaica's trading partners could have material adverse effect on the markets for Jamaica exports and tourism, and in turn adversely affect the Jamaican economy. An increase in interest rates in developed economies would also increase Jamaica's debt service requirements. So now you know why you can never pay off that debt. Now you know that why you have such a perpetual debt. If you're gonna work with these corporations, you will never be debt free.
Yup, that's a fact. And this is why
you will never be debt free.
This is why China gives out the contracts that they give out, because they give out these contracts to you, and they're not loans. People think it's a loan, or people think it's a gift, and it's not a gift. All right, so they give you these massive loans, and when you accept these contracts, there's no way for you to pay it off in the time frame that you think that they set for you to pay it off. It's not possible. And when you can't pay it off, then you forfeit the land. The land is forfeited to them for 35 years, for 99 years, okay? And then they run and control your land for all those amount of years. And within that time frame, they've done colonize and brought in more and more and more and more of their people. And next minute, you know, you're going to look like Hawaii. You're going to be bred out or pushed out, okay?
Yep. It's for sale.
The Hawaiians today, where are the dark of you Hawaiians? Where are they? I think the last one I saw that came close to one was Rocky Johnson, and that's the Rock's dad. You don't see no more of them looking like that out there. You don't see that. It's now Japanese and Chinese and Koreans.
Yeah. When they can't get the return on investment, what you think gonna happen? This so-called pandemic. What do you think is gonna happen when they can't get the return on investment? You think they're gonna just sit down and chill out?
Nope.
No. They're gonna come and they're gonna take it by force.
And this is why the Chinese are building ports and ports everywhere they go. Once they control the ports, they can bring in their military. They can bring in their military equipment. Remember, they're controlling the ports. Who's in the cargo? You think the Jamaican police is going to inspect the cargo because the port is now owned by China? You have no jurisdiction to touch that cargo. You gave up that jurisdiction. You don't have no jurisdiction
Right.
to their cargo. So they can bring in tons of coke. And remember, Jamaica is the key pipeline for the opium and cocaine trade, okay? Which China is big in.
Yep.
All right? So don't forget that. That's facts. Asian countries are big in the opium trade. And Jamaica is a key port, okay? Jamaica going to Cuba, going down to Trinidad, through Haiti, the key ports. So that's another reason why they acquired those ports. And those cargoes are not being checked. But let you here have a little weed joint in your mouth, and the police them is shooting you 5 times in the head and throwing you in the back of their cars. All right? Wake up.
Yep. The United States has 3 bases in Trinidad. 3 bases. Because Trinidad has oil. Trinidad has a well right now that they've been have oil. You know what I'm saying? So the US, anywhere you say have resources, you're gonna always find the US there. Yep. Panama Canal, same thing.
On a couple of
you know what I'm saying? United, one side is for the United States and the other side is for Panama. You ever hear nothing like that before?
It's like Saint Dominique that they call Haiti or Hispaniola. One side is Haitians, one side is supposedly Dominicans. Hey, you see what I'm saying? And what they realize that the rich side of the island is where the Haitians are, so now they're hitting them with all sorts of attack, viral attack, weather attack, just straight up attacking them, stealing their children off the island, like a whole bunch of stuff. When they saw that, I know what it was. When they saw that CNN commercials of those ladies in their backyard in Haiti mining for gold, and they just walk on the ground and you see the gold dust covering their feet. I know the Clintons swooped down in Haiti in a heartbeat and stole their gold mines from them. That's why when they saw Haiti got caught with 2 shipment containers of guns, they were about to rebel. And I guarantee you some solo ass Negro down there sold them out and snitched on them. And the police took all the guns. You see, the thing is, what I'm watching going on in Africa right now, if this was Africa to how I see Africa moving now, the African police would have gave the guns then right back to the rebels because they see what's going on. And they're in the process. There's a beautiful thing happening on the underskirts over there of unification of all the countries, of the people. And we're talking about the mainstream supposed leaders that's on the mainstream. We're talking about the real community leaders of how they're linking. And I'm guarantee you, one of these Chinese or one of these foreigners is going to do something that is deemed unthinkable, and it's going to be a great backlash. Watch what's going to happen. See unification.
It's right here, man. We always tell each other, oh, right, look, this is in the 1600s, 1700s, man. They say Kojo and Captain Quao, right? So it's nothing new under the sun, man. It's been happening, man. It's all about banking. It's all about finance. It's all about creating debt or using your autograph and writing bonds against your autograph. Because this will do. They write 10 times the amount. Like if you borrow, say you so-called borrow because you don't borrow anything because they don't have nothing to give you. You give it. Say you go and autograph a security instrument at a bank to get a house for say $500,000, right? What they do is they use your autograph and they write bonds 10 times that amount against that autograph, against that instrument. You know what I'm saying? Using your underwriting, which is your autograph.
Look, because yesterday when I was showing that with Libya, when Muammar Gaddafi put up a satellite for Africa, a satellite costs $200,000 to build and put up in orbit. And the French, at the time, before Muammar put up a satellite, the French was charging $500 million a year to lease that satellite that cost 200 and something thousand. And the person that revealed that a satellite cost 200 and something $1,000 was the Virgin Mobile guy, the owner for Virgin Mobile, because he got his own satellite up and put up. And he told the secret of how much it costs. Yeah. So imagine how they're inflating prices on you for these little things. And this is why you also have to learn the difference between dollars and units.
Mm-hmm. Units, yep. Cause what I was gonna say, they shit, it slipped me. Yeah, but anyway, this is why you as a people on the land, right? You gotta know who you are, man. You gotta know who you are. You gotta take it serious. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop listening to the colonizer or the foreigners who's telling you who you are or who is teaching you who you are. You gotta cut it out. You gotta stop letting your children listen to these people. You gotta cut it out. I went in a lodge. I went in a Prince Hall lodge, right? They even tried to recruit me in there, right? I went there. It was a charity event, and I went there because they had it in the lodge. I went in there.
I call
When
it
I
the
went in
spy
that
lodge.
lodge and I looked on the stage, huh?
I call it the spy lodge. Prince Hall Masons. That's what that Masonic
Yeah,
that put in place for. It was to spy on us.
those are the ones who create the Pan African. Okay, those are the ones
Yeah,
who create the Pan Africanism.
yeah.
The Prince Halls. Okay, when I went in the Prince Hall Mess and I look on the stage, right up on the where they have the podium, I see RGB flags. I see African this. I see African that. I'm like, oh, this is a source of the bullshit. This is the source of the bullshit. This is where it comes from. Because that's all I'm seeing in there. And then you have your like what's a dude called that likes to come out when they every time they shot one of our brothers? Al Sharpton and the other one,
And Jesse
Jesse
Jackson.
Jackson.
The
Those two are those two are Masons. Both of them are Masons,
yeah.
right? And they push this Pan African thing a lot. They behind it. So the engine behind your Pan Africanism is just your Prince Hall Mason.
Jesse
All right.
Jackson.
If you wanna figure it out, where
Jesse Jackson was the one.
huh?
Jesse Jackson was the one that have the world calling you African Americans. Jesse Jackson put you on documents being labeled as African Americans. Jesse Jackson did that in the 1980s.
Yep.
Because you weren't calling yourself that.
And he's a part of the Prince Hall Mason. Both of them, Al Sharpton, both of them are Masons.
That's a fact.
Right? And I think Farrakhan is a Mason.
Oh yeah, he's a big Mason.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a picture in Masonic regalia, and he was collecting an award. I have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all these people they conspire, man. They conspire with the colonizer, including some of the reservation Indians, and I'm saying they conspire to keep you oppressed and take your shit. Mm-hmm. They do it. They team up. They team up. They create confusion. They stir up all type of nonsense. A lot of racial wars because it's a control opposition. They control the opposition too. You know what I'm saying? And they manipulate you. They use a TV because you won't turn the TV off, and they manipulate you.
That's a fact. And
then while they get manipulated, these Chinese, these Asians, they come and slip right up onto you and take your shit. Exactly. Next thing you know, the very that's why you're wearing masks right now. We're on the planet. Where's the only place on the planet before this COVID stuff come? You see wearing masks. Only in China. So all of a sudden now you're wearing a mask. You don't you see the game?
Let's get it. Let me show something. Let me show something real quick. Give me a second here. Let me pull something off and show the people something. Okay, because I wanna show them something because I like that you brought that up. Right? Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up. I want them to see. I want them to see it.
Big up Copper Half Step. Big up yourself.
Honor to everyone that's in the chat. Copper Half Step.
Lorenzo Duckworth. Big up yourself. Riot. Big up yourself.
Rainstorm.
Lacona Empire. Big up yourself.
Honor to you. Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
Right. Give me a second.
On, big up. Rainstorm. Big up. Let me, all right.
Give me a second here. Let me pull this these things up, right? Come on. All right.
I would like to show the
So
people what's going on. We don't like talking.
yeah, so let me drop the let me show y'all this the screen share, yeah. There we go. All right, here's the screen. So let's show y'all. So this is from Reuters.com, right? China cuts smog, but health damage already done study. Right? Now, I told you that the pollution is over the years. Right? So like you say, no cat. I told you something. Just head up.
Dark man, drop off. Y'all hear me? Dark man, drop off. Drop off again. There's something going on with his live stream. I don't know. Every time he tried to, but it was good all along right there when he was talking. I don't know what's going on. I want to wait a bit for him to come back. He should come back anytime now. As soon as he start to share, he big up yourself, Cherokee Talu, knowledge seeker, big up yourself, self-control, just CIA, big up yourself. Yeah, Darkman fell off the live. I don't know what going on here. What else I see in the chat? Aboriginal Gem Finder, big up, big up. Yeah, Darkman fell off the thing. As soon as he trying to every time this happen, he try to share something, you know, it fell off. But yeah, what we was building on is how they take over the resources through neocolonialism. You know what I'm saying? Neocolonialism that means it's a new form of colonialism through depth instruments and you know, just deceptive measures they take to take over your land. You know what I'm saying? Through these fictitious conveyance of language, because you're not astute in reading legalese, they take advantage of you. You put your name, anything you sign, you put your autograph on. They take that autograph and they write out bonds 10 times the amount of that transaction. So this is how they give their investors piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so Darkman here, Darkman. Right?
Yeah, they kicked me from the live. We're gonna try to share this screen share. Yeah.
Yeah, it look like as soon as you try to share anything, they try to crush you.
I got the link anyway. I'll put the link in the chat. Right. So this is the link.
All right, you want me fall off of the thing I need to try? Want me to do that?
No. You don't gotta go anywhere. You can stay. That's the link. That's the link to the article. Yeah. And that article is telling you that 1.6 million Chinese a year, from going back to 1990, dies of their air pollution. This is why they wear these masks. And the mask, they're wearing the mask, and the air pollution comes from their coal mining factory. So if folks don't understand what's going on, they just acquired for $299 million Altair, which is the coal mining aluminum plant in Jamaica. Now, they tricked you and told you, well, we're going to use natural gas, but that coal burning is going to pollute the atmosphere. That coal of the workers who are going to be digging out that coal, your lungs are going to be polluted. You're going to be sick. Now, pay attention. Jamaica is an island of 2.9 million people. 1.6 million Chinese a year die from their coal mining pollution, and you literally just made them reopen back the coal mining factory on the island. What do you think is going to happen? All because they promised 700 people jobs? 700 compared to 2.9 million. They promised you jobs, so you sold your soul. You sold out for seven, and those jobs aren't even guaranteed that you're going to keep them because they're going to bring in their workers from China. Okay? And I guarantee you, they're going to disrespect you, and a lot of y'all going to walk off your jobs. And they're going to replace you with Chinese workers, like what they do in Africa. We're going to try to do screen share one more time with this information. One more time. Let's try it. All right?
That's why they're prepping you with a mask. That's why they're prepping you with a mask. They're prepping you. It's a test run.
Exactly. So here it goes. This is from Reuters, okay? From Reuters, it's about 1.6 million people a year as a result of air pollution. And based on that, goes to 1990, right? That's still there. Oh, I see. They're doing fast. Okay. Is it choppy? Did y'all hear me now? Let me change the screen share and put it back to American Artwork.
Yeah, you're chopping up.
Yeah, y'all can hear me now? Yeah, they're doing that on purpose because look, I'm gonna show you what happened, yeah? The person just left. Every time I go in, the screen goes from, you see how the screen shows just me and you here now? It goes from 2 boxes to 3 boxes. So the person jumps in every time I'm about to share the information and they cut it. They cut the feed, right?
Oh shit.
So that's what's going on.
Yeah.
So now it went back to 2 boxes, right? So
let me
every time I go in,
you want me to try?
Share the article in your end, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put the link back in the chat and just share it from your end and see if
copy and paste.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're playing around, man. They're playing around. They're playing with the feed.
Yeah, so look, see.
They're playing with the feed, man.
And it don't make no sense because the link to the article is going to be in the chat, and I'm going to put it in the description box anyway, so people could just go and when they're listening to this, just go straight. When after the live uploads, it's go straight to the description box or the top of the comment section and click on the link, and they'll see the article anyway. You see what I'm saying? But because they know that they tamper with the comment section too, but the comment section are for the folks who, when it uploads, that weren't in the live. But the ones who are in the live, you just go to the comment section and click on it. and the link will come up. It's a Reuters article. There you go. It just popped up now. There you go. So see, it's still right there.
China cut smog, but health damage already is done. Yeah.
So in the first
Shanghai routers, Shanghai, while China has made smog.
Yeah, they messing with the sound. Every time you go to read it, they tamper with it. Now, this is what the Africans were saying. The Africans were saying that you have to
damage to the health of millions of people may already been done, especially as population ages. Head of the U.S. research. That's a picture.
That's China. That's how China normally looks. That's how China normally looks. So when they talk about this COVID-19 bullshit, they're all in on it. And it's to get you used to what they're trying to bring here. They're trying to open back these mining factories, and they always call North America the workhorse of the world because the people in the North are more oblivious to what's going on in the world. You see, the thing is, the Spaniards, the Dutch, the French, these European, these colonizers, they teach their children the difference between us and them. They teach their children this information that we are dropping here today. So their children are privy to this. So they're not going to more so do it to them. They're going to do it to you, the ones who are oblivious, the ones who they have kept in a brainwashing system, in a sleep state, in a walking dead state for generations, right? And a lot of us is out of fear of learning certain information. We don't want to act because we are fearful. But you have to break that chain of fear, because if you don't break that chain of fear and you're sitting here procreating and bringing forth children into the world, your children are next. So if you can't warrior up, soldier up, man up, and become braves, wolves, lions, dragons, whatever you want to conjure up of your animal spirit or that guiding spirit within you, if you can't break that, your childs are going to be lambs to the real wolves that are out there, and they're going to be eaten up alive. Okay? And so this is facts. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. So the Africans was telling you the technology, the computers, the cell phones that are owned by China and how they're using it as spying devices on folks who have them. How the Chinese are in Africa. Stealing laptops, cell phones just for the motherboards so that they can know what's going on out. This is how they gather their information. So when you hear Target talking about, oh, we've been hacked. No, they sold your information to these foreign entities and said that they were hacked. That's all they're doing. So get ready for what's coming, y'all. All right. American Hour, is still there? Oh, look like he chipped out too. Look like he chipped out. All right, we're gonna kill that screen share right there. Yeah. You still there, brother? Could the people in the chat hear me? The people in the chat can hear me. Press one. Press one if you guys can hear me.
Yo.
Yeah. They cut you, bro.
You hear me, Dark Man?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You know what I had to do?
As soon as I saw the thing, they cut it.
Yeah, I had it because now we know who's spying on us.
Yeah, bro.
Now we know who's spying on us.
Yeah.
Okay? Now we know.
Yeah, man.
So now we know who's spying, right?
Yeah, man. They don't just show that thing, man.
Yeah. So all people got to do, I'm going to put the article at the top of the comment section and pin it, and I'm going to post it also, and I'm going to post. And for folks who are part of the Discord, just take the link and post the article in the Discord also as well. See, this is why I created these platforms, right? So that you guys, just in case of anything, you guys have a place to go to share the information and look into the information. This is why I planned ahead, just in case, because I knew these times were coming. Okay, but look, it is what it is. China. Look, China is a dirty country. Period. All right, so don't think that it's clean. They don't like you.
Yeah, India too.
The majority of people don't like you.
India dirty too.
Exactly. India bathe in their own shit water still. Over there in India, in them canals and shit. That's the same water they bathe in. That's the same water.
Shit.
They recycle and drink right back again, and it runs down that little gutter bed that you see on the side of the street. They showed this. It ain't me that's making this up. They showed this, and they were complaining that the government won't fix it. The government is sitting on trillions and trillions of gold, of value of gold, and won't fix up the communities. They won't do it, right? So the people living in shit in misery. You see what I'm saying? So when people talk about, oh, I'm going to Dubai, go to somewhere else in India and show me. They will never do it.
Watch the movie Extraction. Watch the movie Extraction.
Yeah, that movie is.
You want to see what? Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, it was dope though.
That
was dope.
Yeah,
the movie was dope. Man. But I tell you, people, man, you got to get it together, man. Get your mind right. Get your meds right. You know what I'm saying? Get your head right. Get it together. Pull it together, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not really hard, but you're gonna get a lot of fight, but get it together. We show you the information. You can't say it's not there. It is there. They're not hiding it from you anymore. They're not hiding it. It's there. So just keep pushing and keep stay up, wise up, tribe up, clan up, group up. You know what I'm saying? Get it together, man.
Now, Brother Freeman,
you know what I'm saying? Get it together.
Peep this. Brother Freeman just asked a question. Brother Freeman said, remember the professor that got caught selling shit to China, and he had a Chinese co-worker that was in the Chinese army, right? Where is it? That he was in the Chinese army. My question is, how does the government let these people in? Look, China bought up a whole bunch of the U.S. debt. Anywhere China goes, they buy up the debt, the supposed debt of these countries, right? So their people aren't really being watched when they're coming into a country, and nor are they really paying attention to the documents that they're providing. This is why I'm telling folks to pay attention to what's going on in Africa now, because the African police and military are now, because they understand, they get what's happening. And the ones that kick this off is the young people in Africa. They won't take the disrespect from the Chinese, and they're burning down their businesses. And because the military and the police understand that the people are majority and more in more numbers than they are, they can't afford to go at the people like that. So they're doing their job. When they're stopping these Chinese people driving these big fancy cars and they're saying paperwork, show me your papers. Show me your papers. And when they're showing their papers, their papers are bootleg. And they ask them, hey, where did you get these? How did you get this Nigerian paper? It looks so real. You made this in China? China? So how did you come here to Nigeria with this paper? I don't understand this. I'm telling you. Yo.
Yeah.
They're locking down on them, yo. They're locking down on them. It's no joke. It's not a joking thing, but I love what they're doing over there right now. They're locking down on them. Real talk. They're locking down on them. And you see them taking them out their cars, lining them up like how they were lining up the Africans, or if it was our people, lining them up and bringing their asses to the deportation camps, sending their asses back home.
Yep.
So it's no joke.
Yep.
So again,
you guys got to get it together, man.
Yeah.
Get yourself create a trust. And I'm saying create a indigenous trust based upon your birthright. You know what I'm saying? That's not hard. Just create a family, like a clan trust for your immediate family, and just pledge everything over to it, and you could act as the trustee for it, and just govern your thing like that. Exactly. But you got to get it together.
Exactly. Now look,
you got to get it together.
So Green Onions asks if we think there's hope. It's not a matter of hope. It's a matter of what it is that you're going to do, how you're going to carry yourself, right? There's things that we could speak about, but certain things I'd rather not speak about on the air no more. You see what I'm saying? I learned a lot dealing with this
Yeah.
community and people from this community. And you don't know who's who anymore. But what I'm saying is this. Focus on yourself first, fix yourself, fix your family. When you do that, then you can come together with like-minded individuals and you can formulate from there. Like I said, all documentations that has been done pretty much throughout history for the most part are fraudulent paperwork documentations. But because you have no council of representation for the people, for you out there, hint, hint, no one is speaking for you. So you need your council of representation out there. And once that happens and you're out there in the public's eye, you don't got to kiss the United Nations ass to say, let me be on the board of the UN. Let me sit at the seat. You don't got to sit at their seat. You're bigger than that. You just formulate your council, push through your documentations and your paperwork, contesting everything that these people have done. Okay? But make sure
you have a contestant, you have a claim.
Yes, claim, right? And make sure that
state your claim
and strong. Okay, so this is it. So it's not of if there's hope, and it takes time. So this is why I'm saying learn this information, pass it on to your children. Okay, if my cousin don't want to listen to me, my aunt, forget them. Pass it on to your children, the ones that you know you can influence, the ones that you know that you can put the information on and have them sit there and soak it in and take it in. When they get older, they can use it. Even when they're young, when they're teenagers, they can use the information. Your mother don't want to listen to you. Your father don't want to listen to you. Leave them alone. A sheep will be a sheep. At the end of the day, you focus then on your children and let them focus on their children and their children's children and so on and so on. And you'll see the change. There will be a change. But you have to get back to tribal identity. You have to get back to your ancestral identity. Okay?
Yeah. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get it together, man. Like for real. This ain't no game. Like you think it's a game over here. It's not a game.
It's not a game.
Look around you. Go outside and look. Everybody's wearing a mask. No, you don't think they're prepping you for something?
It's not a game.
All right, so in Syria, they spray poison gas on the people in Syria and poison them. You don't think that's what's gonna come next?
They already started doing that here. What's in the chemtrails is the same thing that's also what that was in the sarin gas that they sprayed on in Syria. The only thing is they sprayed it in a greater dosage on the folks in Syria. Here, they sprayed to you in small increments when they were chemtrailing you. Okay, that was also in the chemtrails. Another thing is when it comes to the tritium and the krypton, the krypton, tritium and the krypton that's in your drinking water. Tritium is odorless, it's colorless. It's a gas that's in the air first. Then when it turns into a liquid, it goes into your drinking water. That's radiation. So they've been already doing this for generations already, been poisoning us. It's just that we have ignorant sheeps out there. When you tell them this, they be like, so, well, what are we going to do? And those are the lazy ones. When you show a person, hey, you've been getting poisoned, here's the remedy though. Here's how you start your own garden, grow your own food, filter your own water. And that's too much. I don't got no time for that. What are we going to do though? Then that's laziness, because now, and it's not for some of y'all, it's not of your own, it's not of your fault of the laziness. It's how you've been trained throughout the years to think that you're helpless. You can't do this on your own. There's nothing you could do. You have to depend on the system. You have to depend on on these foreign entities. They taught you to depend on them. When in reality, they depend on you and your resources from the lands that was left to you by your ancestors. Okay? Your inheritance. No, you don't take the inheritance with you when it's your time to move on to the other form of life, but you leave the inheritance to your children, and it's supposed to be passed on down. so on and so on. It's not supposed to be given to anything foreign to you and outside of you that come with trickery ways and that for deep down inside despise you and don't like you and want you eliminated by any means necessary. And they make you feel like they also showed why the Chinese are marrying African females over in Africa, or when they come to the islands and they impregnating the females over into the islands as well, is because they need that blood tie to stay. Because what's supposed to be given to your child now goes into their clan, and their clan is hundreds, thousands of them. That's another gateway for them to come over here. If folks can't get this, I don't know what to tell y'all.
Yep.
Okay.
I've seen it. I see it happen firsthand in my family. A foreigner intermarried in my family, and then only his children he wants to get something. He doesn't want the previous children, which is my mom's side, to get anything.
Exactly.
That's what they do. They come, they're married, and then they cut you off. They cut everybody off and box you in.
That's the whole Taino thing. For those who don't understand why we talking about the whole Taino thing, because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay? And what I noticed with them is when they're telling the history and they talking about the darker skinned folks, they always try to throw you into Africa the darker you are. Pay attention to these people. Okay? Pay attention to them. So it's that little slickness, that little slick talk. Okay? But yeah. But is there anything else you want to say to them, brother, before we wrap it up? You there? Oh, he muted. All right, but yeah, so I'm gonna wait till he come back. But I'm telling y'all, man, like, look. If that coal mining factory is allowed to go and continue, Jamaica is done. And the amount of pollution that's going to be in the waters, the amount of pollution that's going to be in the, because they, first of all, how China runs their coal mining factories, they have to chop down a certain amount of trees a year to make sure that these factories run. And they have to also tap into the water source to make, this is why factories, a lot of factories are mining factories are on the waterfront because they need that water. So when the clean water is going in, dirty water is still being pumped right back out into the same water source. All right. And you're drinking that. You're bathing in that. No amount of filter in the world is going to filter out all of that shit. All right. So it's like, pay attention. You see what I'm saying, to what's going on. Okay. But I'm about to text our brother and let him know that I'm about to wrap it up. Right? Give me a second, y'all. 1 second. But it was definitely an honor to be able to have a panel with our brother. You know, he has a lot of information. He has a lot of documents out there. You know, I say to you all, make sure that you go over to his platform and subscribe to his channel, right? That's American Arawaks. You know, you type it in, you go over, you subscribe to our brother, all right? He has a lot of information on his channel, His channel is one of the underrated channels that's out there, right? So, you know, subscribe to him. And again, to all the Indians of the Americas, to our Indian brothers and sisters overseas in the UK, again, I say much love to you all. Unity is strength. Division is weakness. Okay? Unity is strength. Division is weakness. All right? You know, and I just say, you know, I want all you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, your loved ones to stay safe and healthy. And, you know, just if you're on the road, travel safe. You know, to all the truckers that do follow this platform also as well, travel safe. To all the folks who work jobs where you're consistently on the road, travel safe. You know, don't forget to thank the Great Spirit, Most High Great Spirit, for another day. Don't forget to thank your ancestors. Don't forget to be thankful for the loved ones and the love that you have around you. All right, those things are all gifts given to you by the creation source. Honor that, honor those things, honor your loved ones. You see what I'm saying? And it would be, everything would be all right. Everything will be all right as long as you're aware of what's going on. Then you always have a heads up. You should know how to counteract what is happening and what is coming. Right? Just ask that you be aware. Okay, and use that mind of yours, that powerful brain of yours, to come up with plans, strategies. Of how to counteract what's happening. All right. So it is what it is. Okay. So it's compassion. Compassion, worldly compassion, is also another thing that could squash this. Because once you show love for each other, first before you show love outside of self and outside of each other. All right, because we spent too many years divided amongst each other. Okay, we're not telling you to hate anyone out there, but you see, these people, no matter how much differences they have, they back each other. All right, so we have to start practicing that with each other, also as well. All right, unity. Okay. So to you guys, man, I just say peace, love, light. And again, don't forget to go over to our brother's platform, American Arawaks, and subscribe to his platform. Also, I
Yeah,
did have.
sorry about that.
I
Sorry
did
about
have.
that. We get a call. Yeah, a call come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, I
sorry
was
about
just.
that, people. Yeah. So
I
anyway,
was just,
do your thing, man. If I wrap up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I was, but I mean, if you got anything that you want to say, but let me just say this to them. I did
All
I
right.
did reach out to brother Sly, Super Sly 75, right? So I did reach out to the brother, and we are in talks of doing a show also together. I am also still planning on doing a council for Indians. And this is a part of it right here. You see me and American Arawaks, and we have a few more people that we're going to invite on to the panel and keep it going, right?
Yeah.
And then from there on, we build on top of that and have more people. So if this is how we're going to start building and having our council, then so be it. So let it be. But anyone coming with any dividing, or anyone coming because you have personal issues with anybody, I'm not having it. Don't come in my
No.
chat. Don't
Big
come in the
no.
chat. Don't come in the comment section talking ill will of no Indian on my platform. I don't care what y'all beef is. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You keep that shit private. You keep that between y'all. Cause like I said, if it's serious, I'm on the level now that if the beef is really serious, you know how to go handle that shit. If you're not doing that, I don't want to hear the bickering back and forth on the internet. I don't want to hear it. I don't. I really don't. And I don't want people dropping none of that stuff in my comment section or my chat. And that's just to be honest. You see what I'm saying? Because when I have real issues with someone, I handle that shit. If I don't have issues with you, I just totally ignore you and I just leave it be. Okay? Yep. But what's happening now, we're in serious times now, and it's going to get even more serious. There's no time for the bullshit.
Yep. I've got some resolution, man. Like, I mean, yo, hey, if you don't want help with figuring out for properly putting a thing out there, correct on a record, because you could, it's simple as this. All right, check this out. You see, instead of doing all that paperwork, you see the hospital that you were born at. Just go there and update the information.
Oh, that's true.
That's it. You correct the record. That's it. You just correct the record. That's it. You just amend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of worrying about this paperwork and all this bunch of stuff, let me tell you something. Keep it simple. If the baby can't read it, it's no good. If my 6-year-old son can't read what I write, then it needs to be thrown in the trash.
Exactly, and that's why on the Jamaica consulate website, which our brother here showed me. He showed me that they added the documents on there where you can go and correct the record of birth.
Yes,
On
yes.
there.
Oh, you catch that. You catch that. That's
Yes,
good.
yes, I
Yeah, yeah,
did.
yeah. That's good. You pay attention. Yeah, that's actually something I did already. I already did that. Hold on, one moment.
Okay. So for those who are in the islands, you can go and correct your record of birth. They're supposed to have the documents for you to do that. If you don't see the documents on the consulate website, or if you go down to the consulate and they don't have it for your geographical location, if you go back home, you ask them for the paperwork, they have to give it to you. Okay, they'll try to give you the runaround, but you know how the islands is. They'll give you the runaround for days until they're gone by, right? But they'll give it to you. Okay, and sometimes you don't have to come out of character. You just stay humble and stay respectful, and you'll find someone that picks up on energy and give it to you. All right. So understand what's happening. Understand what's going on. Okay. It's like when folks are saying, "But on the social identifying me as black," and I was like, "Well, go back and correct it. You could correct it, American Indian. If the option is not there, cross out the other options, write it in, and put a box next to it and check it off. You can write it in. Everything that's been given to you are contracts, and all contracts can be amended. You can amend the contract, amend the record. You can do that. Okay. So even DMVs, ask the DMV how you go about endorsing your license. Because you can endorse your license, you can endorse your passport, you can endorse your green card. Okay, these things, and then look up what does that mean. Research these things, people. Okay, research these things.
Sorry about that. Yeah, all right. So the SF 181 form. No. Rainstorm. No,
No SF 181 form,
no,
bro.
no, bro. Don't go that road, please.
Hell no.
If you wanna cancel your debts, you have what's called a Form 56, right? You could amend that. You could change up the wording if you know. You could actually edit those things if you want. Yeah, what's called a Form 56. You send that in to the IRS first, and then you have like the 1099A, the 1099B, the 1099C, and then you have the 1096. Those were you use to cancel and claim like abandoned property. So you use a 1099C and you cancel the debts. That's what you use to cancel your debts. Okay? The IRS will take care of that for you. This is why you have them. They're the middleman that go after these people. You don't worry about it. You don't worry about doing any discharge. Make them do it. Or the alternative, you could use what's called a postal money order and make a counter offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could do all of that too. There's many ways you can do it, but this SF one, nah, you don't want to do all that. Don't fire nothing like that. You don't know what you're doing there. Yo, when you come to your status, create your own document and go put it on the record. That's it. And then you don't have to put it on the record if you don't have to put it on the record, but create your own document, get your own seal, get your own your own seal, like your own thing, and put it do it privately, and then you do a copyright claim on the document, and then you issue it. You can register mail it back to yourself, and then you don't open that register mail. Do not open it. You make copies.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up one of these days we're gonna set up a seminar with our brother, right, on his platform. Okay. And so I tell folks to go over to his platform, subscribe to his platform, and we'll get into it. You see what I'm saying?
It's not that hard, man. Create your own document. Do language you want to write in English. Don't don't do that legally stuff. Do plain English. Make sure you could understand what you're writing. If you don't understand it, don't put it out there. You make copies of your own documents. and you issue them out to everybody, the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, the Governor, the President, put them on notice. You send everything registered mail, or you could say certified mail, and those numbers can be your record number. That's a court of record. So all those numbers, you claim those numbers. That's all those numbers you put on the document. That's a court of record. That's
remember, the post office is a federal witness. So once you're dealing through the post office, whatever anything that you are doing, that's pretty much it right there. You see what I'm saying? And there's no higher authority in their system than the post office.
Yep, exactly. They sit over all these over all contracts. They sit over all of it.
Yes.
The UPO. And when you have your documents, you get a 3-cent stamp. You put on the right hand corner above or below the document, and you autograph through it. You cancel the stamp. You become now the postmaster general over that contract.
Over that stamp, yes, over that document. You're not postmaster general of the entire post office, all right? Because there's been information being put out there, and people that's been believing, well, I'm postmaster general of the. No, you're postmaster general of your document.
Yes, okay? and your domicile, your mailbox. Your mailbox is your postmaster general over your mailbox.
Yes.
That's what your postmaster general over. That's what you're over. You know what I'm saying? So the 1099A, the 1099B, the 1099C. There's a scene in Simpsons, right? Where they was teaching the children about the 1099. You know what I mean? There's a scene.
Yeah, the Simpsons.
You gotta pay attention to those cartoons. So the 1099A, the ABCs, A, B, C, D, E. That's what they're teaching them. The 1099A, the 1099B, the 1099. The 1099C is the most powerful one because I cancel debt. Just sit down and study these things. It's simple. And don't use the one that you download online. You can use that for study purpose, study material, but you're gonna have to order it from IRS itself, or you can order it from either Staples or one of them place, or even Amazon, because it has a special ink, and the IRS machine won't pick it up. So you see, if you send the copy off the internet to them, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna slap you with a penalty. So you're gonna have to get the laser, the compatible one, and the one online is not laser compatible. So be careful. So you have copy A, copy B, copy C. Copy A is for the IRS, copy B is for you, and copy C is for the debtor. The debtor is the mortgage company. They're the debtors, not you. You're not the debtor because you credit them the amount with your autograph. The day when you sign that mortgage note, that you credit them. That's a credit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you are the creditor. You cannot be the debtor. You cannot. It's impossible. You are the backbone of this country.
Let me also put that our brother also does. I don't know if you want me to tell him what it is that you also do, if you want to advertise.
Oh, like me? Oh, well, I'm just a researcher, man. I'm not an attorney or nothing like that. I just use common sense and read between the lines. Come on, if I can read it, if you can't read it, then it makes no damn sense. Just throw it in the trash. I could advise you, I could help you, I could guide you in terms of like how to do certain documents, so what to leave alone, what not to mess with. Could tell you what could get your jam up. And the way you write to have a lot to do with all your formulate these things. You know what I'm saying? You have to know to write these things properly. But yeah, it's just simple mathematics. It's not nothing hard. If you can't read it, if you can't understand it, then throw it in the trash. That's it. That means if you can't correspond with the thing, throw it in the trash. It's not for you.
That's facts.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right, brother. I'm about to wrap it up,
yeah.
Call it a day. But I appreciate you. I thank you for being on the panel. Live with me. I thank you for all the information that you have shared to the ones out there and strengthening their minds. Much appreciation to you, to everyone that is in the chat and everyone that is watching. Much honors to you, much respect to you all, and
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Aboriginal gem finder. Yes, earlier I see you have a comment that you say inalienable rights. No, we don't have inalienable rights. We have unalienable rights. Inalienable rights is different from unalienable rights. Don't mix the two up. It's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, inalienable rights is privilege. Unalienable rights is from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So it's two different words. Just by the in and the on, that change the word.
Okay.
So be very mindful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
y'all. So we're gonna wrap it up now, and I'll see you guys within the week.
Yeah.
Within the
Peace
week.
out. Peace
All right.
out. Big
Peace
up.
out.
Thanks for viewing.
All right.